How to assess and read a person. Watch this video to the end and I'll share my very own personal stories of how this particular skill has helped me immensely, saving me years of my life, stress, money, and so much more. So why exactly do you need to be able to read a person? At the very least, simply to understand the person across from you, what they are feeling, whether or not you should be interacting with them. You can use almost anything to get a read on a person. You can evaluate a person by looking at a wide range of factors, but today I'm going to cover just the 4 basic ones. The first is how a person refers to themselves on social media, or how they introduce themselves in person. If the person in question uses a cute-sounding username like Annie, baby doll, cutie, or kitty, you can tell that their energy is equivalent to that of a 3-year-old. Sometimes people hide their names behind some other persona, in which case it's merely a matter of appearances. It's difficult for the person to present themselves to the world under their real name, so they use all kinds of things as masks. A person's ability to reveal their real name to the world is also a part of manifestation. It's the capacity to proclaim, "I exist, and this is my name." Sometimes people go by a different name from the one they were given without even realizing it. For example, a woman may have the name Amelia, but she introduces herself with the more common Emily. That's when you see that the person you're talking to lives in dual realities. They live both the life of Constance and the life of Connie. It's great if these lives actually connect and intertwine with one another. But it's truly bad when these lives and identities within a person are at odds with each other. When Amelia wants one thing, yet Emily wants something completely different, and one is unaware of the other's intent. Every morning, the person wakes up with a rift inside them. If a person uses their full name, say Jordan Anderson, you would definitely get the feeling that this Jordan Anderson is someone very mature, responsible, prestigious, perhaps even occupying some executive position. This person draws on that professional energy and spends their life living in that energy, and no matter what, he lives as Jordan Anderson. Even if this Jordan Anderson is only 23 years old, people will always get the feeling they are at least 15 years older than that. So there's a lot you can learn about a person through their name. Hit the like button under this video if you know people who alter their name in any way. The second criteria for reading a person is their physical appearance. A person's appearance can tell a lot about them. The first thing you can consider is the person's approximate age, and how much their age matches how old they really are. Suppose you can visually determine that a woman is still young. She is, let's say, 17 to 25 years old, somewhere in that range. But the clothes she wears say that she dresses more like a woman in her 40s. Of course, you can't just say a beige bag is one age, and a green bag is another. It's more about the complete overall appearance of the person. If the person's clothes lack taste or style, chances are there's a mix of several identities that haven't decided amongst themselves. How should I dress today? Maybe this is a conscious way the person draws attention to themselves, or they may not have developed the part of their identity that forms a sense of beauty. Because the sense of beauty is also like a skill, a muscle, and it is formed through observation. If the person didn't have this awareness and lived in a context where it didn't exist, then they simply had nowhere to obtain it from. How to read a person by their piercings and tattoos. What do they mean? If you meet someone who is covered in tattoos head to toe, this is a very strong indicator of Plutonian energy. There's a planet called Pluto, and it has certain energies of transformation. And the people who carry this energy have experienced enormous numbers of different crises. If these crises don't happen by chance in their lives, the person will create them. Having lots of tattoos means dealing with a lot of pain, since getting a tattoo is, after all, inflicting physical pain upon oneself. In this way, the person transmutes their mental pain into a physical bodily pain. Same idea with piercings. There is a lot you can infer about someone from their social media. For example, the profile picture they use on social media. There are two fundamental categories of people: those who show their face on their profile picture, and those who do not. This means that the person doesn't express themselves through their face. This means that they have issues with revealing themselves. People use various characters as their profile pics. This means they're assuming the energies of that character. If the picture is a family photo with the person's spouse, several children, and so on, you can tell they have a very deep connection with their family. There's no separation. Who am I if I'm alone? I'm sure you'll have more questions about these stories, and you'll want to learn more about yourself. So I encourage you to go to my Telegram channel, where I do a lot of discussion on these topics, among many others. I give examples, analyze subscribers' requests. Follow the link below to join. The third thing to consider when reading a person is the space around them. There have been so many times I was reading a person and got all I needed from just their surroundings. Just the space behind them, the association it brings up. Imagine a person is visiting you, and they take a seat in front of a wall that has some word or symbol on it, without thinking anything about it. But we live in a simulation. There are no accidents. If the person sits against some background, it's a direct clue to what's going on inside them. You can even read a person by the pattern on the wallpaper behind them. Share what information you were able to determine about yourself in the comments. Where are you sitting right now when you're watching this video? What's around you? What you're wearing, or their words or symbols? Look at it all as a direct reflection of you, as if it's an extension of your inner world. It's just source code. Pure data. I was looking for a project manager recently. I needed to organize the information in my recorded videos. Met a girl with experience who had already done course materials for other bloggers. But she and I disagreed on the subject of structure. But it just wasn't in her programming. At her core, she was a nonchalant, go-with-the-flow kind of person. And I knew right away that she wasn't up to the task. I had another story with a young man. We were going out for dinner, and when he was pouring the wine, he poured the entire bottle into 2 glasses. I turned to him and asked, "Wait, why did you do that? Why did you pour all the wine into the glasses? They're filled to the brim now." He was like, "Well, so that we could do away with the bottle." I told him, "No, that's not how you're supposed to drink wine. Pour the extra into another glass, please." I gave him a beer glass, and he transferred the excess into it and set it down for me to drink from. Then he pushed the wine glass to the side. I turned to him again and asked, "Why did you do that?" "I moved it like you asked me to." I said, "Well, why the beer glass? What's the difference?" At that point, there was a clear rift forming between us, because he didn't understand alcohol culture. I realized it was easier for me to just show him. I took the 2 glasses, one for beer and one for wine, and told him, "Okay, try it from this glass first, and then try it from the other one." When he tried the second glass, his eyes widened in disbelief. He realized that the flavor was actually radically different. I came to understand that we were far too different, that in something as simple as alcohol culture and ideas about it, we are completely different.